By the way, you could fit all the planets in the space between the Earth and the Moon. And
You gotta search that one up, man.
Okay, look,
I don't know about
look,
that
man,
one.
Listen,
I don't know
listen.
about that one.
Can you fit?
Jupiter is fucking huge.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! We are live. You're sticking around on The Nest, episode number 7 now. Mr. Bird, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How's finals going for you, man?
Stressful as fuck, man. A lot of studying, dude.
Man, what finals do you got to take this quarter, man?
Well, I'm taking 4 classes right now, so one of them's already out the way. I still got 3 to go, but the one for stats is the one I'm not looking forward to, man. It's cumulative. So
Yeah, you got to do everything from the start.
everything from the start.
Yeah.
And then for astronomy, I haven't been paying attention, man. That shit was hard, huh?
Astronomy?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, man. It's not
I
what you
took that
expect.
class because of you.
I told you, don't take that class.
You didn't tell me you almost
No,
failed
no,
that
Man, I barely passed. I crawled out of that class, man.
How?
Man, I barely passed.
How?
It's so dumb. They ask you for, like, questions you don't think you're going to get. Like, what is the chemical composition of this certain mineral?
Man, the thing is that physics in high school and physics in college are just fucking two different shits, you know? I liked Mr. U. Odie, I liked Mr. U. Umezuoka, his class was pretty chill, man. You know, you find the speed, you find the velocity. Nah, man. Right now they're trying to find me. They're trying to get me to find the weight of the sun, dude. I'm like, what the fuck,
The weight
man?
of the sun.
I don't know how to do that.
Sometimes I think it's all make-believe. How
What
do
do you
you
mean?
just figure out how much the sun weighs? How do you figure that out?
It's all math, man.
I
And
have
the
a-
shit is that the math, it adds up. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
It's like this whole conception of figuring out what the fuck's out there, how far it is, how much whatever it is weighs. It could all be proven, man. It all adds up. It's like we've sent fucking rovers and shit to Mars. That means we know how far it is. We know the composition of the atmosphere.
Do you believe that we went to the moon?
To the moon? I mean, China went to the moon a couple months ago.
But do you think that we went back when we said we did, when we put the men on the moon? What was it, back in the late 60s?
I don't think so.
You don't think we went?
No, man.
Do you know why? Like, what's your explanation for that? Why don't you think we went?
There's really no evidence, or is there? Like video proof?
I mean, the whole, like, the way the explanation for how we got there and how we got back, to me, it just sounds like our technology of the time was not ready for those kinds of, those activities, man.
You're talking about the first time that we went to the moon?
Yeah, the first time with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong.
So the JFK times.
No, JFK had already been shot dead.
But he was like, he brought that whole project into effect.
Yeah,
You know?
he's like,
'Cause
we
that
choose to
whole
go to the
Russian thing,
moon.
yeah.
Not because it is easy, because it is hard.
We are Americans.
Man, he got shot in the head right after that. And he didn't even get to see that.
They did him so dirty, man.
I know.
Have you heard the shit his wife says, though?
What?
He says that his wife says that she believes that the Republicans killed him.
I don't believe that.
The wife says that, man.
I really don't believe that.
She knew what was going on in his personal life. Like, I'm pretty sure he would tell her everything. And the opinions that JFK had for his time were pretty radical, man.
Look,
for
man.
a Democrat, just overall, to be saying that shit out in public, you know?
Yeah. Man,
pretty-
the thing is that JFK, there's so many conspiracies. It's one of those conspiracies that you're never going to figure out if we really went or not.
They're just for fun, man.
Yeah,
At this
but-
point, they're just for fun. Get the brain flowing, you know what I'm saying? But back then in the 1960s, I don't think we went, man.
To the moon?
I don't think we
Let me
did.
explain to you. Do you know how the whole thing went down?
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, we sent a spaceship, not a spaceship. What are they called? Rockets, the space rockets. And at the very top of that rocket was this like lunar module, and that was supposed to detach from the rockets as soon as we exited the Earth's atmosphere. And that small like lunar module is supposed to have traveled all the way to the moon, and then once we got to the moon, like the orbit of the moon, that lunar module was supposed to separate from what is the orbiter. And the orbiter was, I forgot who was inside the orbiter, but basically the way it works is that the person that was in the orbiter stayed in the orbiter. Meanwhile, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong went down to the moon in the lunar module. So they went down. They did whatever they did out there. You know, they took pictures of the moon, whatever. They picked up a couple rocks, you know.
Supposedly.
By the way, they found out that one of the rocks that they supposedly gifted to, I forgot what European country was.
Yeah, it was the prime minister. So prime minister.
Yeah, it was petrified wood. They did tests on it.
I did him dirty, man. Why they gotta do him like that? You know, he has that shit up in a fucking case. USA gave me that shit, man. Turns out that's just wood.
No, yeah, it's petrified wood. I forgot. It's like a rock. I forgot why they call it petrified wood because it looks like wood, but it's not wood. It's a rock. I forgot what the process is that occurs naturally that creates this fucking thing that looks like wood, but it's not wood.
Yeah.
Anyway, so meanwhile, the guy was in the orbiter, orbiting around the moon. These guys are taking pictures, whatever, you know. And then to get back into the orbiter, they needed to have shot from the lunar module back up into the fucking the moon's atmosphere directly, so that it lines up with the orbiter. So like they had to time it. Well, this is what I read online. They had to time it in a certain way through mathematics or whatever they do, and when that thing went over their heads, they had to have shot up so like perfectly that it lines up. The orbiter catches the lunar module or whatever it is by then, and then they shoot back to the Earth. And this is all before smartphones.
Man, a lot of math goes into this, and you forget that. What was it? What rocket mission was it? That shit exploded in the sky because
that was only a couple years right before they went to the moon.
A miscalculation? It was after.
No, there was a lot of miscalculations before this happened.
It was after the first moon, supposedly, that we went to the moon.
How many?
It was Apollo something.
Miscalculations with Apollo missions. Man, I'm gonna be able to find it.
Just put rocket blowing up.
Rocket.
Sometimes you just gotta put it plain and simple, man.
Let me see. No, but the thing is that by now SpaceX has messed up so many times that you're gonna get all kinds of videos. Apollo 1. The crew of Apollo 1 died. I mean, the thing is that, listen, man, this mission had to have gone perfect, and it was supposed to be broadcasted on live TV, you know? So the thing is that, to me, it makes more sense as the government or whatever, NASA, whoever's in charge, that we, instead of actually doing this and run the risk of people at home watching people like literally die in real time, that we would rather make this up in a Hollywood studio than to actually send people to the moon and then broadcast it live on TV.
Man, that whole thing of broadcasting on TV though had just come to be, you know?
Yeah.
Like the first broadcast thing on TV for the American public where they tuned in was the presidential debate the debate between Nixon and JFK. That was the first broadcasted event ever, you know?
Yeah.
That people actually tuned in. And then a couple years later, we're fucking able to broadcast our mission to the moon. From space, we're broadcasting that shit.
Yeah. All the way from the moon. By the way, you could fit all the planets in the space between the Earth and the moon. And
you gotta search that one up, man. Okay, look, I don't know about that one.
Listen.
I don't know about that one.
Can you fit...
Jupiter is fucking huge.
Look. All right. These are big ass yes. You could fit all the planets between the Earth and the moon.
What does it say, though?
What? This?
Yeah, I want to see how they elaborate.
Look. What do you think about that? That's the Earth. That's the moon. Let me see. I ran into this intriguing... blah, 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 blah. I'd honestly never heard of this before. It's pretty amazing how... But I thought it'd be a good idea to double-check the math.
I don't know, man. This fucking webpage has a lot of ads.
Listen. The average distance from the Earth to the moon is 384,000 kilometers. And check it out. That leaves us with 4,000 kilometers to spare. I'm telling you, man, that distance is so vast. Like you don't understand, like because you could see the moon from here. You don't really conceptualize the distance from here to the moon. And then to tell the American public that they're watching it live with a like 4 second delay. I mean, have you seen when they broadcast?
4 second?
Yeah, like a four. How?
I thought it's 1 second.
No, come on, man.
Yeah, if you send a laser beam to the moon and it reflects it, that's
But
1 second.
radio signals.
Radio signals?
That's you're measuring light.
It has to be the same shit, man.
No, man.
It's the same thing. It said where I got that shit from. It said a message. If you were to send a message from here to the moon, for them to reply, it would take a second for the message to get here.
Oh yeah, 1.25.
And then from Mars is like 3 seconds.
3 seconds. You're telling me that it's 3 seconds. When I see people talking to like news broadcasters in a different country, they'll be like, "That's right, Mike."
That's their shit, man. That's technical problems.
I don't know. But this is all when technology was still run on these big ass buttons. You had to actually press buttons to make things work. Now it's just like a tap of the screen. And I think even now it'd be hard to take people to the moon. And you're telling me this was done back in the 60s, man, before phones were even wireless.
You know what, man? But then you could also argue that it was possible, because think about all the shit that people had discovered and learned to do before the creation of the smartphone. Like Newton, my stats professor was telling me, man, that Newton was alive during the bubonic plague. Everybody was dying. So you know what this guy did?
What?
He secluded himself in like a farmhouse that he had on the hills, far away from civilization, so that he wouldn't get the plague, you know? And he didn't have shit to do. So that's when he started fucking conceptualizing the ideas for calculus, the ideas for gravity. He came up with all that shit in a span of 18 months while he was away from everybody. He wasn't doing shit but that. And he did that. And then
this was during that time, like during the Black Death?
Yeah, man. And then even to take it further, like the Mayans and the Greeks and the Muslims back in the day, their whole the way they were able to perceive the sky was just crazy, man. For their time, for the technology that they had at their disposal. That's crazy, man. So that's just a little counter argument to you saying that the technology that we had during the 1960s wasn't as advanced for us to go to the moon. But then again, like I said, it's just for entertainment, you know, to get people talking and shit.
I don't know, man.
Like, it doesn't really matter at this point, you know? But like, it's fun to talk about.
I'll be going outside with my girlfriend, you know, I'll go for a walk and I'll look up at the sky and I'll be like,
here or over there? Because here you can't really see shit.
Anywhere, man. I look at the moon, I'm like, you really think we went? Like, come on, man.
Man, if we went, we didn't
go, man.
The shit is that conspiracy theory will then connect with other conspiracy theories, which make this conspiracy theory seem...
This is almost not even a conspiracy theory to me. Like, I just don't believe it. Like, I really don't, man. Like, you have to really consider all the variables, you know? All the things that could have gone wrong. And then, I mean, this would have been a horrifying accident. I mean, we had never, ever been to the moon. Like, let's say, for example, we went to the moon and we didn't know that its composition was filled with a black tar that killed people, or like a tar, some kind of chemical that just upon touching down melted your skin or melted your suit. Like, how did we even not, like, you know, how do we calculate for those things? Like,
it's math, man. You take into account how far it is from here, you know? You're able to figure that out by the amount of light that it reflects.
Yeah.
So they're able to calculate how far it is. Based on its size in the sky, they're able to calculate how big it is, how much it weighs. It's fucking crazy, man, the way they're able to fucking just get these numbers, man, through math. And it adds up. It adds up. That's what's crazy, man. It trips me out. That astronomy class, it's cool. The facts are cool. But the math, not cool, bro. I'm gonna fail that shit.
The thing that's even more scary is the technology that we're developing today, man. Like, not only is it more, like, it's not just more scary, but it's more relevant to, like, our actual day-to-day lives. Because going to the moon is something that we could see from afar, you know? Like
Yeah.
people, the American people, they're not affected by it. It's just something that we're trying to do. You know, it's something that we did to intimidate Russia during the space race. You know, during the Cold War. But now, like the technology that we're developing, the technology that Elon Musk is developing right now with Tesla, with Neuralink, and all this other stuff, like that technology is gonna affect economics drastically, man. I mean, did you see the semi trucks that they're developing right now, Tesla?
I haven't seen them. I've heard about.
Okay,
them.
you know the semi trucks that pull into the warehouse, with the containers.
Yeah.
These things, they drive way faster than the semis that we have now. They go 0 to 6 seconds, I believe, in like 5 seconds. I mean, 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds. And well, let me show you the video, man.
Let me tell you something though. Elon Musk is not gonna be the first one to do this. He's not gonna bring this whole AI fucking world into reality. It's not gonna be him. He doesn't have the money to do that. You know who's gonna do it?
Who?
His name is Miso Sun or something like that. Look him up.
Miso
on Google.
Sun?
His name is Miso something, and then his last name is Sun.
Miso soup.
No.
Son? No, this
Japanese.
is Japanese.
Richest man in Japan. Richest man in Japan.
Okay. Oh, Masayoshi son.
Yeah, man.
He's not that rich.
He's fucking rich.
I think
man.
Trump got a little bit more.
Nah, man. That's not even all that he owns. His company is called something bank.
What about him?
He's investing he's investing all his capital into technology. So they're saying that the future of technology depends on this guy. He has the money, he has the resources to determine what route humanity's gonna take towards technology, you know? Like Elon Musk, he's smart, he has ideas, but when it comes to capital, they're saying that Tesla hasn't made money, man.
Tesla, these technologies that they're creating, they're gonna be far more inexpensive than regular semi trucks.
They're not making money though.
What do you mean? Why not?
He's the Elon Musk that this conception that we have of Elon Musk, it's him. Not the actual man Elon Musk. He's the one that's gonna really influence technology. Why? He's gonna bring about the semi trucks. He's gonna bring about all this AI that's gonna take over our jobs and shit.
Let me look.
It's starting in Japan, man.
Masayoshi son. What does he do?
He started a company, and that shit's just involved. What? I can't even describe it, man.
Masayoshi son.
So much information. SoftBank
is a Japanese business. What is that? Magnate, an investor of Korean descent, who is the founder and current chief executive officer of Japanese holding conglomerate SoftBank, the chief executive officer of SoftBank Mobile, and current chairman of U.S.-based Sprint Corporation and chairman of UK-based Arm Holdings.
The thing is that...
Dude, this guy doesn't even look real.
The $22.5 billion that's connected to his name is not all the capital he has access to. He has investments in so many companies that it all adds up to like $100 billion, man. That's the man. I didn't even know about him. I just came across him today.
But these semi trucks are crazy, man. All this, like I was looking at all this stuff earlier today.
Let's show what the truck, what it's like to be in a Tesla truck. This is real time.
And the people go crazy, man. Like, it's crazy.
We talked about it earlier, though. It's all the fucking company owners that are like, yeah, all the money we're going to save.
Dude, Elon Musk was scared.
500-mile range.
I don't see what Joe Rogan saw, though.
What do you mean?
They asked Joe Rogan, how'd you feel when you interviewed Elon Musk? And Joe Rogan said, oh, I felt like a chimp. That man is just on a different level. But if you watch the interview, they kind of seem like the same, you know?
Yeah.
He seems kind of out of it, though. I don't know what's up.
And then the thing is that these semi trucks are gonna be self-driving too, you know, like you heard about what Andrew Yang was saying. Within the next 5 years, they're gonna be developing semi trucks that drive themselves with people inside, just basically as a key, like a safe key. But after a while, when they finally perfect it, like there's not gonna be any people in there even as a safe key. And they developed this technology with Tesla where they could travel as a convoy. So like these kind of like semi trucks are connected in some certain way where like it's easier for them to drive as a convoy rather than individually.
So are they gonna construct like separate lanes in the freeway that are just for commercial semi trucks?
I'm thinking they are. And the thing is that
That's gonna take a lot of money, man.
these semi trucks are. Well, I'm not even sure if they even have to because, I mean, these things are so smart and they're gonna drive themselves. What Andrew Yang was saying, by the way, the next presidential candidate, was that they got this technology perfected so well that it's got a success rate of 98%.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, but that 2% though, like, is it gonna just crash into somebody? You know?
No. But he said that 2% could easily be fixed.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
I forgot what he said. I think the 2% was having a person inside, but like within the next 5 years, man.
Fuckers are clapping, huh? They're
What?
clapping. They're like, oh, how are we gonna save all this money? And the thing is that all that money is just gonna go back to them. What Andrew Yang is saying is that all the money that they're gonna save is the money that he's gonna use to support the universal basic income. You know, they're gonna save all trucking companies together. They're gonna save like over $100 billion, man. All the trucking companies who invest into these semi trucks and convert to the usage of these semi trucks, they're not gonna have to be paying the wages of the truckers or insurance or anything like that. $100 billion, man.
Yeah.
And Andrew Yang is saying we gotta take from this fucking $100 billion that they're gonna get and distribute it amongst the American people. You know?
Yeah.
What do you think about universal basic income, though? His whole proposal, man.
UBI, the whole $2,000 to every American.
1,000.
No, he said 2,000.
1,000.
2,000.
1,000.
Man, I watched it.
1,000.
Okay, let's say 1,000.
It's 1,000.
$1,000,
You gotta be 18.
and you get $1,000 every month.
At the age of 65, they stop giving it to you, though.
Well, is that when your like Social Security kicks in?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like, if you have Social Security, we're not gonna be giving you more fucking money. You know?
How much is $1,000 for everybody living in the United States? Like, how much does that add up to?
I'm not sure, man. But he gives the math. He gives you all the facts, and I mean, it seems to add up based on what he's saying. You know?
Yeah.
You know that they're already doing this in Alaska.
What?
Alaska has basically a
But
universal basic income.
Alaska has a very small population.
It doesn't matter. It's working though. Like the petroleum industry is so big. It's so global.
Yeah.
I mean, in Alaska, that's one of the biggest forms of capital that exists there, the biggest corporation. So the people of Alaska are benefiting from basically their fucking resource, you know?
Yeah.
Not only the people who own the corporation are getting all the money. The people from Alaska, from the land, the petroleum comes from the land. So everybody gets a little share from the fucking petroleum, you know?
That sounds like a worker co-op. That's something that Bernie Sanders is trying to push.
That's the shit though. Like Andrew Yang, he's got good ideas, but the US environment, the political environment, it's not gonna accept somebody like that, you know? You
Yeah.
can't just come in here and start saying all this radical shit.
Because it's socialist.
All this radical shit that could possibly benefit our situation as a country, but you're not gonna get, I don't feel he's gonna get that much support, man. They're gonna shut his ass down.
Yeah, I think he's I don't know. I think the ideas are very, very direct and, like you said, very controversial and radical.
Like they asked him, why are you, if you're so focused on money, on the whole economic fucking perspective, why are you running as a Democrat? You know, shouldn't you be a Republican? And he lagged to answer that question, to respond. He's like, well, if you see my stance on all other democratic, like, for instance, abortion or the way he feels about guns, he's like, those are more democratic, so I'm a Democrat. He's not a fucking Democrat.
The thing is that this country is run on a dual party system. It's not a multi-party system. It's, you're either Republican or you're Democrat, and there's third parties are never going to be successful.
They monopolized the whole political fucking system, man. That's just monopolized.
The thing is that either way, it depends, man. Sometimes it works better this way, and sometimes it doesn't. Like South Africa has a multi-party system, but because of that, there's so many parties and only one's dominating. It's called the ANC. African National African National Committee.
I've heard about countries like that. They have like different. They have like
major
political parties, and it's like, damn. But I don't know. I don't know how those countries are doing.
Anyways,
I don't got the facts, man.
Back to this guy Elon Musk. The thing is that this whole the whole warehouse jobs, like you know how we said that there's a lot of jobs in warehouses. The thing is that as soon as they perfect AI to the point where they can get robots to do the jobs that human beings do, like unload, which by the way is not going to take a long time from now because they've already developed Boston Dynamics bipedal robots that can basically box jump.
Yeah, it's not that hard to
Let me show you, man.
fucking
Boston
empty
Dynamics
containers.
robots jumping. And for the people that haven't seen this, it's just the craziest thing like ever, man. I'm gonna get an ad.
When to sell. This may be your answer. This is decision tech.
They had to delete their Instagram because they were getting too much negative feedback. Let's start from the beginning.
Check this out. Boston Dynamics releasing this new video showing its robot Atlas, during parkour, which is, extreme jumping. You can see Atlas hopping up a series of platforms after jumping over a log. Pretty cool. And then Boston Dynamics'
This
other
is real.
famous robot, Spot, who I still have such a affection for, is now taking a...
Man, have you seen that episode of Black Mirror where these things are killing people? It's crazy. It's the last one. It's called Metal something. But man, like they're already getting robots to jump and run. And like a couple years ago when we were in the 10th grade and they were showing us how bad these robots were, and the fact that now it's gotten to a point where these robots can jump, these things are gonna literally take over all the warehouse jobs, like robots, AI, advanced technology. First, they're gonna take away the trucking jobs because these trucks are gonna start driving themselves. Next, they're gonna be implementing these AIs and they're gonna be taking the human jobs inside the warehouses. I don't doubt that the forklifts are also going to be self-driving or something like that, you know?
Yeah, man, but we also have to mention the fact that we also have to mention the effect that this is gonna have on the overall American population, man. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs, you know?
Yeah.
And today in class we were discussing Thomas Hobbes.
Thomas Hobbes, yeah.
And we were
State of Nature.
We were referencing the state of nature and how he believed that in the state of nature, humans always find themselves insecure and anxious. And my professor was saying that as AI is adopted into our society, we're going to return back to that state of nature, basically, because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And because of that, they're going to feel desperate and anxious, and they're going to feel in competition with their neighbor, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, well, what the fuck? I don't care about this food. Like, I need the job. I have a family to feed. Just desperation, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just fucked up, man, because people are prioritizing economic interest over the quality of the citizenry's lives, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to really impact society bad. The only people benefiting are the fools that own the businesses, man.
Yeah, so, and like you said, these robots, they're going to basically overrun human beings. They're going to be way better than human beings. So Elon Musk is creating this technology called Neuralink. And basically what that is this mechanism that it's injected into your head. And that pretty much connects your brain to like the internet or something like that. The way he described it was it enhances human cognitive abilities to a point where robots cannot be smarter than you. It's the difference between someone having a phone in their hand and someone not having the phone in their hand. Because imagine you ask a regular person like a question they could look up on the internet without a phone, and then someone with a phone. Like that would be the difference with someone with this technology and someone without it.
But how would that eliminate the production of robots?
Well,
if humans are still capable of working, companies are going to have to pay the humans. Robots are a one-time investment, and they'll last you for years, man.
Man, I really don't know.
There's so many different shits going on in the world right now, man. You got to stay up to date, people.
Fusing human intelligence that he will be backing a new brain-computer interface venture, Neuralink. The ultimate goal of this company is to merge man with machine, fusing human intelligence with artificial intelligence to bring humanity up to a higher level of cognitive reasoning. Without this technology, Musk argues that humans will be unable to keep pace with advances in artificial intelligence, and that humans will become the intellectual equivalent of the house cat.
This is not good, man. This is not good.
Man,
This sounds expensive. Who's gonna have access to this? People with money. Who is gonna remain on top?
no.
People with money.
that's what you think, man. I feel like everyone's gonna have this.
Man, Teslas aren't everywhere.
That's
They're pretty.
Tesla, man.
They're pretty up there though.
That's the thing. When I first saw smartphones going around, I didn't think that everyone was gonna have them either. Like touchscreens and all that, being able to like communicate with someone through video cameras, like
It's cheap technology though. This is not cheap technology.
not at first, but it's gonna become
like this
cheap
shit.
technology.
How much does it cost to make an iPhone? Any phone. It's cheap, man. Even the processors used for phones are cheap. They're gonna insert this in your mind.
Yeah,
That sounds. I don't know, man. To be able to get that, the price low.
I really feel like people are gonna have access to this in 15 years.
15.
15. Everyone's gonna have this.
I don't know, man.
I really don't think
It's like Andrew Yang. He says that these trucks are gonna replace.
It's because listen,
in 6 years.
this is the thing, man.
6 years.
Let me tell you something, man. This technology, this time in our existence, technology is right now growing at an exponential rate, meaning that although it seems like very advanced to us now, the rate at which we're creating technology is exponential. So it's not like
What technology though?
all this technology, like
That's being applied to the
self-automation,
population,
AI, this cognitive enhancer, everything, all of these technologies are exponential, man. Like, if you take, for example, what the technologies that we had from the 12th century all the way to the 17th century, it's like there's very little technological development. But from the 20th century all the way to where we are now, it's like we had this boom in technology and we're only getting faster at creating this advanced technology.
All this shit is going on behind the scenes, but what technologies of these are out in the real world? The only shit I could think of is the fucking self-driving Tesla.
It's like, you remember when you went to Target for the first time when they put in those self-checkout zones?
Yeah.
That was from one day to the next. It was like one day they were there and then one day they weren't. It wasn't like they started constructing this and it took a year or whatever. It was like, boom, like that, 1 week to the next.
But that saves Target a lot of money, man.
It's like
Walmart saves a lot of money.
10 years ago. Imagine a phone from 10 years ago and a phone from now. Like, there's a huge difference, a huge leap in just 10 years.
Wait, so what are the benefits that humans are going to be able to experience from this Neuralink shit?
Well, like I said, I think what it is you're going to be connected to the World Wide Web through this thing. And so basically the technology that an AI is going to be capable of having, like Google searching and all that, we're also going to have it. We're going to be combining man and machine. That's what Elon Musk said himself.
But what benefits will this have, like, for the economy or for anything overall?
It's just gonna deter AI from replacing humans because otherwise we don't have a fail-safe. We don't have anything that's gonna stop AI from actually being better than us.
But if you need robots to empty containers and then you have a person over here that has access to the internet, who are you gonna take over who? Like, you're gonna want the fucking robot over the person. You're gonna have to pay more, probably even more, because they have this in their brain.
I'm thinking that the person that has this in their brain isn't gonna be working in a warehouse.
You're saying it's gonna be public though. You even made the comparison to a smartphone, how it's everywhere. You're saying that this is gonna be everywhere.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna have it.
yeah. Maybe there's
Even
gonna
the
be a
comment-
select few that don't or can't
The
afford it.
poor people that can't afford it. That's what I'm saying.
But the really, really broke people, like I think people like me and you are gonna be able to afford it. I don't think
they
it's
don't
gonna
have an
be that-
estimate of like how much this is gonna
No,
be.
man, it's barely being announced.
Man, I don't know, because when you give me a time span, that's what trips me out. Like 15 years, I'm like, fuck.
I really don't think it's gonna take that long, man. 15 years is.
That shit trips me out, man.
I'm telling you, it's exponential, man. Technology right now, it's moving so fast. Like, I don't understand why people are underestimating this.
But the thing is, why are companies like Ford, companies like Volkswagen, they're still producing? Their main sellers are cars that still consume gas and shit like that. Like, why haven't we moved towards this electric movement? You know, that's basically better for everybody. Everybody saves
We
money.
are, man. It's a new technology. Like, dude, 5 years ago, if you thought electric car, you wouldn't think, dude, the best cars in the world. You'd think Prius or whatever.
When was the Prius made?
I don't know, back like 2007. I'd say 2007. Let me see.
Shit's so ugly, man. They saved the earth, man. Get yourself a Prius.
1997. Never mind. I was way off.
That's bad. That's a long time, man.
It was subsequently introduced in 2000, though. The thing is that in in today's time, like electric cars are they're outcompeting the muscle cars now. They're outcompeting the cars with actual engines. Oh, that's another thing about these semi trucks. They're not gonna have engines, so they're not gonna have transmissions. They're not gonna have all the parts that a basic engine has. They're not gonna have all these other things that people have to worry about, like if they break down. They're just gonna have electric motors. And like the Roadster that's coming out in 2020, that car that's developed by Tesla goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. That's faster than a Lamborghini.
That's not enough to get most people to buy it, though.
What do you mean?
People are just connected to that car. Like Joe Rogan was even saying that a lot of his friends were talking shit to him when he bought his Tesla. They're like, "Oh, you're a bitch, you know? You're buying you're driving around in an electric car."
Man. That's gonna change.
I don't know, man.
I went to go see Tesla cars yesterday, and when I was impressed, man. They have really nice interiors.
How long has Tesla been like making cars?
Man, let me see. How long has Tesla been around? Or been making cars? 15 years. Making cars. Man, 15 years, man, I'm telling you.
The thing is that Toyota could make a fucking Prius go the same speed as a Tesla. But I don't know what holds them back or if they have patents for certain technologies, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, they weren't able to do it.
I don't know why they didn't do it. Toyota has a fucking supercar, man. And
they don't have Elon Musk, man. They don't have Elon Musk. He's the brain.
I don't know, man. I don't know Elon Musk. I don't know who he is, man. He's an alien.
Man, the thing is that, like, what you're saying is that you're not gonna be willing to give up muscle cars because you want that engine, you want the sound.
No, I'll give it up.
Then what are you saying then?
I'll give it up, but there's a lot of people that won't.
Not
everybody thinks logically and rationally. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm so used to driving around a muscle car or a car that consumes gas, petroleum, shit like that. Diesel, man, fuck, those cars are fucked up." But it's just a tradition. You grow an attachment to these cars, and it's gonna be a long time before you just see electric cars being driven around, you know? A long time.
I would say 20 years.
Nah, man.
20 years, everyone's going to have electric cars.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to take that long, man. I think that other car companies are going to start, like, getting on this thing, too.
What are we going to do with all these cars?
I don't know.
Where are they going to go?
They're probably going to be around. I'm not saying they're not going to be around, but I'm thinking that
the majority are going to be electric?
Yeah.
On the streets?
Yeah.
If the prices come down, maybe.
They probably will, man. It's cheaper to make.
We don't know, man. We could only just hope for the best, you know?
Man, I'm thinking that this technology is gonna take over, man. We were born in a very, very, very tricky time.
Yeah, man. Everything's changing. Everything's progressing. It's just crazy.
Like the fact that you can even, like, how do you connect to the internet with your brain? Like, that is something that I don't understand.
The thing is that we're the only generation that's really experiencing this because we were born 1998, you know?
Yeah.
We still had a childhood without iPads and shit.
Yeah.
But then when we were teenagers, we had phones. Like we've seen the whole spectrum, man. Like kids right now, like my little brother, Danny.
Yeah.
All he knows is the fucking phone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
we
understand.
weren't like that.
My little brother too. Like, the thing is that I've never seen my smallest brother play outside, like, ever.
No.
Nah. And
Soccer.
Nothing like that, man. He doesn't even go near, like, sports. I think he's gonna just let go of sports. Like, he's not ever even gonna get involved in it. Why would he? Like, he's got a phone, you know?
Is he smart though? He must be smart as fuck.
He's not.
He's not?
No.
I mean, it comes down to the morals you learn
I mean,
from playing sports and shit.
I mean, is it, man? Like, every kid right now is playing Fortnite. They're not playing sports right now.
Depends on how they fucking split their time. Like,
I really don't even understand. Well, my other brother, he does boxing, and he also plays Fortnite. But there's times where he'd rather play Fortnite than go box.
they're kids, man, but it's a new generation.
Yeah, I don't understand how, like, this is gonna affect kids growing up, you know, today.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we were the last ones to really feel the past.
Yeah.
And now we're feeling the entrance towards the future.
But some might argue, my bad. Some might argue that we weren't even part of the past. But I mean,
The pagers.
did you ever have one?
Fuck no. The walkie-talkie, man. Motherfuckers would walkie-talkie each other.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, ¿qué onda, qué onda, qué onda?
Yeah. But now it's like,
They brought that shit back though.
well,
the
walkie-talkies?
new Apple Watch.
But you know, it's
not
oh,
the
yeah?
same though. Yeah, the new Apple Watch. The Apple Watch. What is it? 3 or 4?
I think 3.
I
I'd say
don't know,
3.
but the newest one. Anyone else who has that same Apple Watch and you guys are friends or whatever, like you have them as a contact, you
Yeah.
can walkie-talkie them.
I don't think we're gonna do this one. I don't think we're gonna do over an hour today.
It's cool, man. They don't gotta be over an hour.
No, it's chill today. We're gonna chill.
It's Friday, man.
It's Friday. We got finals.
It's getting late.
It's getting late. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around on the next episode, number 7. Make sure you guys like this video. If you liked it, make sure you guys share it, or just follow what we're posting up. Follow us on Instagram. That's all in the description below. If you guys want to see someone, or if you guys have a recommendation, or if you guys hate what we talk about, or if you guys have an interesting fact that we probably got wrong, or something like that, put that in the comment section below, or DM me if you have a personal problem with me. DM me, DM this guy, DM Roger. His description is his IG is gonna be in the description below too. Anyways, guys, peace out. Make sure you guys keep up with the channel, and see you guys around. That's a wrap.